All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the sincere apostles and elders of a great millstone, who are my teachers, and peace and salutations to you brothers out there preaching this word in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Yahweh Sap with another lesson. And basically today, man, I just wanted to get into some news and some prophecy. All right, I didn't want to make this one too long. And so, as you can see from the title of this article, it says Mark Zuckerberg told he has blood on his hands, intense hearing, and confronted by kids saying they're worth more than $270. All right, and so pretty much what this article is going into is how Mark, the Meta CEOs, the CEO of Facebook, I believe WhatsApp, Discord, and a few other CEOs were brought to court, and there's a certain point that I want to get in here because they start blaming the social media for the deaths of and the pretty much the harm of children. All right, and so what we're gonna see soon is gonna be the shutting down of the internet, man. All right, and what I mean by that is how there's gonna be more and more censoring. All right, there's gonna be more and more things taken away, and pretty much their whole goal is to stop this truth from going out, and it's starting with things like this. All right, and so we're approaching Amos 8 and 11 very fast, and so Salakia, I'm talking too much, but I want to start right here where it says blood on your hands. It says Graham noted he is sure the blood is unintentional, but that something needs to be done to get to control of it. Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands, Graham said. You have a product that's killing people. When we had cigarettes killing people, we did something about it. Maybe not enough. You're going to talk about guns. We have the ATF. Graham ended this statement and said nothing here, referring to nothing protecting lives when it comes to social media. And so the key point up there was that he said something needs to be done to get control of it. All right. And so this brings me to my next point. Internet of trust, or internet for trust. Salakia. All right. At this UNESCO, they hosted in Paris, I believe, a couple of months ago. Salakia, internet running slow. But pretty much, UNESCO hosted in Paris the Internet for Trust conference to consult on a draft global guidelines for regulating digital platforms. The guidelines that aim to safeguard freedom of expression and access to information and other human rights in digital platform governance, while dealing with harmful content that can be permissibly restricted under international human rights law and standards online. All right, and so this is something that they're planning to do. All right, they had met about it a couple of months ago, but now you're starting to see that these lawsuits, hey, they're hitting these CEOs that are running the social media platforms. All right, and we know that a lot of the truth, hey, it gets spread out on the internet. Mainly YouTube, but you also have like BitChute. All right, Rumble. All right, you have a few other digital platforms. You have X, that the word goes out on, TikTok, all these and that was another CEO that was at this conference, or this legal showdown. All right, so this is going to be the book of Amos chapter 8 and verse 11, and it says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And why is that? Because you're going to start seeing not only with like these EMPs and these so-called cyber attacks that happen on like the government, and how they're going to shut down the internet, but also they're going to stop all this quote unquote misinformation from going out. All right, they're going to stop all this violence, this lack of authority. As you see, they're going to make an internet for trust by establishing these guidelines, you know, and we know that this is coming from the Heavenly Father. And so it says in verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. And why is that? The Most High is going to put it in Esau's mind to go ahead and just shut this whole thing down. Because the word that Salakia, the more that this word goes out, the more prophecies we see going down. All right, the word that the Salakia, I'm getting jumbled up with my words, but the more that this word is going out, the more we're starting to see everything pop off. For example, you got a civil war brewing over here in Texas, and I'm about to get into it, but DeSantis, the Florida governor, he just sent the Florida National Guard over to Texas as well. You have 25 states that are starting to agree, to allow Texas to secede and whatnot, But this is all happening very quickly, and so from here, this leads me to my next precept, the book of Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1, and it says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. And that's what we're about to see. Esau, he's about to come down. Revelation 12 and 12, he's about to come down with that great wrath. All right, he's about to remove the word. All right, well, really, it's going to be the Most High through Esau removing the word. All right, taking down the internet. All right, putting up that internet for trust. All right, those guidelines that if you don't agree with them, you're not going to be able to be within that system, which leads me to my next article, which is Elon Musk says first Neuralink human patient received brain implant, wants Stephen Hawking alike to communicate faster than an auctioneer. And so if you haven't been informed, they just implanted a Neuralink brain chip inside of a first human patient. All right. And so it says Elon Musk has revealed that his brain implant startup Neuralink has successfully carried out its first brain implant in a human patient. According to Bloomberg, this puts Neuralink on track to develop a technology that allows individuals to control computers using their minds. It says in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Elon Musk announced that the patient was recovering well and that the initial results of the procedure were promising. This is a significant milestone for the startup, valued at up to $5 billion based on private stock trades. Neuralink aims to create a device that could be implanted in humans to monitor brain activity. This microchip would be inserted into a patient's skull and placed into the brain. It says the trial aims to assess the safety of Neuralink's implant to enable individuals with paralysis to control and operate external devices such as computers using their minds. The company received U.S. Food and Drug Administration clearance in May for its first human trial. Neuralink recruited patients with quadriplegia due to cervical spinal cord injury and amyotrophic lateral sclerosis late last year for the trial. And so what we're seeing is Esau getting ready to implement that NWO, which ultimately is going to be based off of the microchip. All right, and we know that this is pertaining, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it, pertaining to the book of Revelation, chapter 13, and I'm going to get right to the point, verse 16, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and we know that since he went ahead and implanted that microchip into that person's brain, all right, they said that the human trial was successful so far. We know that eventually it's going to come to a point that they're going to say that it did cure that person's paralysis. They are able to control the computer or whatnot, and they're going to start ushering in that chip, man. All right, so we're seeing the signs of the end happen right in front of us, and it's a beautiful thing, because now Romans, let's go ahead and grab that real quick. The book Romans chapter 13 and verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. And that's right, now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. So it's time to rejoice. Have faith, boost in faith, because everything that we've been preaching about, everything that we've been warning the people about, it's coming to pass. And this is proven that what we've been preaching about is true. So this should be a faith booster, seeing all these signs come to pass. All right, knowing that the chip is very nigh, man. All right, and that's one of the last prophecies that have to be implemented. And then Yahushua's return. All right, the elect getting beamed up, which the Lord's will. We're not only called, but we're chosen. Out of the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians. All right, 144,000 men, the elect, and the 1/3 that are going to survive and be beamed up into those chariots. And we pray that we're part of that. All right, and so back in the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. And why is that? Because they're also going to be putting that digital currency in there, man. All right, because at the same time of these things happening, there you have the WEF talking about everyone is going to need some way to be tracked. All right. And so it says, reading that again, Revelation 13 and 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And that's right. So if you're not worshiping this beast system, all right, you're not worshiping Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, well, then what are they going to do? They're going to throw you in these prisons. All right, they're going to be putting you in quarantine camps. They're going to, they're like in John Wick, they're going to excommunicado. That is going to be done for if you're not agreeing with the system. All right, and we're already seeing the steps coming into that. All right, and so just for those of you who may think that it's okay to take the chip and to take this mark, this is going to be the book of Revelation 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that's why don't set your sights on this system, because we know that the Most High, his whole plan is to completely annihilate this place. All right, and it's starting within, which leads me to my next one.
Mark Barton
so
here.
Salakia, this is an ad, but pretty much
on December 14th, 2000.
First to 5.
So pretty much, as you can see from this title, DeSantis deploys National State Guard troops to Texas border amidst migrant surge. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let them talk.
The situation at the southern border is showing no signs of easing up. Now the state of Florida is stepping up to help stem the flow of migrants into the United States. And that involves sending hundreds of Florida troops to Texas. Our Mark Wilson is here now to explain. So Mark, bring us up to speed.
Well, it's not the first time he sent folks to Texas. Keep that in mind. Governor DeSantis said today that he's deploying members of the Florida State Guard and the Florida National Guard, both to Texas. And the plan now is to help them assist Texas officials to try to get a better handle on the spike in undocumented immigrants right now that are crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. And this, of course, comes as the state of Texas continues to butt heads with the federal government. A dispute that stems from the Supreme Court's recent decision here to allow federal agents to remove razor wire that Texas recently installed along the border. Governor DeSantis argues that the states have the right to defend their borders regardless of what the federal government does, which is why he is sending Florida troops to Texas. And he says specifically sending the State Guard along with the National Guard because he said that's necessary for sovereignty. He says today that the federal government would have no control over our State Guard troops, unlike National Guard troops. Still, one state lawmaker slams the move, calling it a stunt, questioning the governor's focus following his run for president.
If Texas is helping to erect barriers, putting up razor wire, doing other things to keep illegal aliens out, I want to be helpful with them doing that. I don't want to be part of the federal government trying to tear down these barriers and let more people in illegally.
We should not be sending them to the border because this is not their job. This is not for Florida to get involved in, and we certainly have plenty of crises to deal with here at home.
Of course, it would be.
So many didn't even really know about the State Guard, of course. That State Guard that Florida has, that Governor DeSantis is referring to, was actually formed as a reaction to COVID vaccine mandates just a few years ago. And we also note this: Florida's been sending members of the National Guard along with state law enforcement officers to Texas for several months now, in fact, since last May. So this development and deployment essentially doubles down on those efforts, and we'll see. I'm sure he'll be criticized some more for it, but he's getting a lot of support as well.
All right. Thanks so much, Mark.
Sure.
Hey, so a civil war is brewing, man. You know, and it's gonna get real pretty soon, man. All right, you're gonna have the breaking and entering of people, friends betraying friends. All right, this is all coming very fast. So, hey, it's important that you stay on your grind, man. Continue to pray, continue to have faith, continue to move with faith throughout your life, man, and continue to trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because we see his judgment fast approaching. All right, so the book of Mark, chapter 3 and verse 24, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And we're at that end, and we see that. All right, civil war is brewing. All right, race wars, martial law, all these things are coming. All right, and it's all gonna be very speedy. All right, the scripture says it's gonna be a speedy deliverance. Hey, so now it's high time to awake out of sleep. Hey, cast off these works of darkness and continue to trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Hey, like it says in Isaiah 65, mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. You know, continue to move with faith, endure, overcome these obstacles. All right, these trials, these tribulations, set thy heart aright and constantly endure. And with that being said, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Lord's will, this is edifying. Till the next time I say, Shalom.